Is Crossmen the first group to announce their repertoire, or did Troopers beat them on the Monday afterward? They beat them on Saturday night, didn't they?
I don't think...
They announced their title.
Yes.
Heart of Darkness or Into Darkness or something? That's right, because we...
Yeah, they didn't announce their...
And I foolishly mentioned Adagio for Strings was in Apocalypse Now, and I was wrong. It was Platoon. I can't believe I did that. Sorry, Oliver. So the Crossmen announced their repertoire. Now they have an entirely new design team. Am I correct?
Yes.
A pretty significant change. I think even teaching-wise, some things have changed since last year as well. So kind of an overhaul. Kind of not. I can't speak to all that, but they didn't release a title, but their graphics and their choice of font and whatnot kind of gives off an impression of more jazziness, if you will. They have a record player or a record, so I imagine this might be songs that sound a certain way. You know, the Crossmen, even with their move to San Antonio, have maintained or tried to maintain some element of their jazzy Northeast past. And if you look at the artists that they mentioned, if you had told me these artists and said pick a drum corps, Crossmen would have been my first choice.
Oh, yeah.
Lawrence the Band, we'll talk about it. New York Voices, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
Yeah.
Pat Metheny, that's the official composer of the Crossmen. Mason Williams, and Dave Brubeck. Okay, so aside from Pat Metheny and Dave Brubeck, because we have to assume, I don't want to assume they're going to play First Circle or Heat of the Day or Take 5, but it's going to be something Metheny. It's going to be, Dave Brubeck, not a problem. Mason Williams, I believe his most famous piece is Classical Gas, which they played a number of years ago. Are there any other songs that you know by Mason Williams? Do you know Classical Gas?
I'm not familiar.
Maybe
I have heard it.
You might have heard it.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, more than likely your parents grew up listening to it.
Probably.
It was one of those. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy was one of those swing dance renaissance bands in the 90s, early 2000s.
I'm familiar with them.
Yeah, Go Daddy-O is their big hit, I believe.
They also, I think, another one of their biggest hits was King of Swing.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Who sang Zoot Suit Riot? Zoot Suit Riot.
Shoot, that was
the Paul Setzer Orchestra, probably?
Yeah, Paul Setzer.
Okay.
I was thinking the Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
That's enough. Thank you.
They had one of Jump Jivin' Whale.
Okay, thank you. Made famous in the Gap commercial, right? Yeah, it's fine.
Something like that. This is just stuff I've played in jazz bands.
Oh, okay. The jazz. They don't call you Jazzy Blackley for nothing.
They do not call me.
New York Voices. I had to look this up. They're a jazz vocal group. On their albums on Spotify, Sing 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 is one of their hits. So I don't know that they... I don't know that they don't, but I don't know that they have original songs that would be like, oh, this is their claim to fame. Maybe they sing covers and arrangements of other jazzy type songs, but they're a jazz vocal group. And then Lawrence the Band. Let's just get the facts out of the way before we get into our opinions about Lawrence the Band. Lawrence the Band refers to themselves as a pop soul group. Formed by brother and sister, Clyde and I don't remember her name, Mary. I don't know. The majority of the Lawrence the Band are from Brown University, and they are, as you had mentioned earlier, Nepo babies. Just a fact. It's not an opinion on if Nepo babies are good or bad. Their father, Mark Lawrence, is either I think he's a director.
Yes.
Directed Music and Lyrics. One of my favorite rom-coms, by the way, Music and Lyrics. 500 Days of Summer, another one of my favorite rom-coms. I don't know what he did on Miss Congeniality. He may be the director, he may be a producer, maybe something, but he was on that movie. And it is said, according to the story of Lawrence the Band, Clyde, the son, 5 years old, redid the theme music, the theme to Miss Congeniality, which they then recorded and used. So at 5, he was already a film scorer. He actually wrote some of the songs that Hugh Grant's character sang on Music and Lyrics. So for my own word, I guess he's probably a musical prodigy of sorts. And both brother and sister are incredibly talented musicians. It seems he knows how to play tons of instruments or play very, very well. They have a very good understanding of music.
Great voices.
Great voices. They look like hipsters, like they forgot that hipsterism's done, or that intentional, like, oh, I'm going to wear, as I say, I'm going to wear these intentionally large wire glasses with weird colors, and then I'm going to wear a cab driver hat. And if you by now don't know who Lawrence the Band is, and you have been on social media, I won't play the song because we'll get copyright struck. But it is a very popular song on social media, but not because I think people liked it. I think because people like to clown on it, specifically like the where she belts a note and then it gets into a groove. Do you want to say what you called it, or do you want me to say it? You go for it.
I mean, I've said one of the things I said it was a band kid slop.
Band kid slop.
By the way, I'm a big Snarky Puppy fan.
And that's what I was trying to say. I was going to say they're like, they listened to Snarky Puppy 2 rooms away, and then they wrote music that sounded like it.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy some band kid slop now and then, but like, let's be honest about like what we're listening to, you know. But Lawrence is not a band I particularly care for. Another way that I've heard them described, I've heard people call it like corporate. It's very corporate sounding. I've heard it called gentrified soul. And I cannot argue with many of these descriptors.
Somebody TikTok, people do these deep things on TikTok, and they said they sound like they came out of Berkeley, the East Coast University, where they're like, we're creating a pop factory, or this is they're making music because they know to check the boxes on the radio, and this is how but it's got a little bit of chromaticism, and it's got a little bit, so that we're that we are studied, we're learned, but it's still pop music. So the corporate pop, definitely, I totally get that. Personally, this repertoire does not excite me. Now, I have been on the record for 2 years now in General Effect Media. I don't particularly dig jazz. I don't really care for it, and therefore, when a show or a drum corps relies on jazz, it's hard for me to get excited to want to see or hear that typical show. I do prefer Blue Devils jazz, which is not jazz. Madison Scouts jazz, which is not jazz. And I say that in not as a knock. It's not real.
It's all real jazz, but like the Crossmen jazz is kind of like, it's the more smooth jazz,
Lear chandelier,
kind of like just very much focused on the classics and
right. Whereas your Scouts, your Blue Devils, Blue Coats, it's more like, it's kind of like almost big band jazz or jazz influence, jazz fusion, that type of stuff I can dig. This just, there's not an artist or a song on here that I'm like, I can't wait to hear that.
I'm curious if they're going to go for the obvious choices or if they're going to do some more deep cuts.
But that's the problem though, right? Like, if you're the Crossmen and you say you're going to play Pat Metheny, don't you think the Crossmen alumni and audience wants you to play First Circle?
Yeah.
And if you don't do it, they're like, oh, well, what was the point then?
Yeah,
right?
It's tough.
You didn't play Take 5? You didn't play... I mean, they're going to play Rondo all...
But then at the same time, if you do play In the Heat of the Day, everyone's going to be like, oh, In the Heat of the Day again. We heard that.
It's almost like you need to not play anybody, not just Crossmen. You almost just have to avoid Pat Metheny.
Because you will forever be compared to people who did it first.
Correct. And you'll get compared not only to just, if you play Heat of the Day, Blue Coats winning with it, their first title, but you also compete with Crossmen shows of old that played First Circle.
Crossmen was the first band to play Heat of Day, actually, 2002.
Yes. The signature series, and they came out of the tunnel. It was great. I loved it. That's my favorite Crossmen show. That tells you, my favorite show of them is a 2002 Crossmen show.
My favorite is 1992.
Is that the Rush Christmas?
No. Why is the name escaping
I don't know.
me?
They didn't have names like that. They probably did.
It was like songs for the planet Earth.
You know who the arranger for that was? Do you?
No.
Michael Klush.
Oh, okay.
Michael Klush. That's right. I think he did Cadets first, won a few times with them before Jay, then went to Crossmen, and then I don't know how he got from Crossmen to Crown, but he gets there eventually, and then the rest is history. So, don't leave me out to dry here. Willie, does this repertoire excite you to see and hear the Crossmen next summer?
It has a very low floor, but also a very high ceiling.
Ever the politician. You haven't gotten in trouble on this show, have you? Not yet. Two of us have, but I mean, I get in trouble all the time.
There was I did see a comment where a guy called me stupid for saying that Carmel 23 was the best sounding band that I've ever heard.
Oh, that's true. There was a whole thing about that. That's right. That's right. But
I guarantee you didn't see it in person.
Oh, they called y'all haters for listing a certain band not too high on your ranking. So that's as much trouble.
I mean,
but
I'm not a hater.
It's fine. It's fine. Aaron, are you excited? Does this excite you to see and hear them next summer?
I think it has potential.
Every show has potential.
Yes, I do think Spirit of Atlanta, they played Lawrence last year.
That's true.
And it was better than Lawrence. I actually enjoyed the Spirit of Atlanta show.
I enjoyed Rocket, right? Rocket was the name of the show. I did enjoy it. That was one of my most enjoyable, entertaining favorite shows of the summer. So yes, you're right. You know what? The low floor, high ceiling. That's a good way to put it. Lots of potential. The bar for me is, I don't know, is it lower or really high? I mean, I don't like so much jazz, so that if they just cross that, maybe the bar is low. I don't know. Maybe there's a Lawrence song out there that we don't know. I'm sure there are. And they're like, we can't do this one.
It's probably going to be the ones that we've heard, though.
It has to be. Well, we'll see. We will see. Let's take bets on what the name of the show is going to go. It won't be radio. They did that already.
Let's think out the vinyls.
I was going to say like Vinyl Dreams. I don't know why I thought that one. Whatever. What do you? I think vinyl is going to be in the title. But if it's just called Vinyl.
The Record Store.
Ooh, that's pretty good. All right, so The Record Store, I predict it's going to have vinyl in the title. There was a short-lived TV series on HBO called Vinyl, I think. Doesn't matter. Vinyl Dreams. The Vinyl Countdown. That's what it is.
The Vinyl Countdown.
The Vinyl Countdown.
Now, if they put do-do-do-do.
Okay. You want to get me on your side? You play the final countdown in your show because the show is called the Vinyl Count. If you do one of two things, you call the show the Vinyl Countdown or you play the final countdown, I will go and purchase a Crossmen Drum and Bugle Corps show shirt and wear it. Just like I did. I'm a man of my word. I did it with Genesis last year.